I was talking to a 16-year-old basketball player about the next stage of his life, what he was going to do, and what was important to him, and what lit him up. And we touched upon fashion. He was really interested in fashion. Once we hit it, he started talking about going to London Fashion Week, going to meet different people, connections he already had, clothing labels, working with his friend, doing this and doing that. And then I asked him, like, what's that got to do with business management at university, which is what you're about to do next? And he said nothing. And this is a conversation, something like it, that I've had with a number of athletes. And I'm not here to say that university isn't the right place for people to go. I went to university, I got a degree, it served me in many ways. And so I'm not here to say that people shouldn't go to university, you shouldn't continue your further education. But I consider my role in the lives of the teenagers that I work with to be like an alternative voice, to be the person that just pokes a little bit at the justifications that you have for the decisions that you're making, to check if that voice is really yours, and to see if what you're doing in your life and the plans that you have are ones that you are able to own. Because what I can see happening is a lot of young people getting older and then getting to a stage of their life where they feel a little bit trapped. They feel like the decisions they made previously have led them to a place where it's more difficult to change course. It's more difficult to do the thing that I love now because I've got responsibilities, I've got bills to pay. You might already have a family, you might have gone down a certain road with regards to education, qualifications, and work, which has taken you away from the thing that you really wanted to do and the thing that lit you up and the thing that was a little bit scary to you in pursuit of safety and security. And so, in this conversation with this 16-year-old, which is very much like ones that I often have, what we're trying to do here is figure out what is really speaking to you. Where is your voice in all of this? What really is plan A for you? Because with this particular young man, he spoke in a way which was like, okay, our plan A, right, is I'm going to do fashion. I'm going to be involved in the fashion business. I'm going to make my own label. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And again, he flowed with it. It was pouring out of him. But he also said, but I need to have plan B. I need to have a safety net. I need to have security. And his plan B was to do business management at university. Now, as the conversation went, it became clear to me that this person seemed to be saying that plan A is really exciting. It's something that I really want to do. It's something I have an aptitude for. It's something that could be my life's work. But I'm going to do plan B now because I need to have safety in case plan A doesn't happen. And what you're really saying, if you're doing stuff like that, is you're saying, I don't believe in plan A. I don't believe in myself. So I need to make sure plan B is taken care of so that when plan A doesn't happen and it doesn't work, then I have something else to do, and it doesn't mean I'm going to be homeless and on the street and not have any money. But in doing that, we then say to ourselves that we don't believe in ourselves, we don't trust ourselves, we prefer to trust an external voice, which, no offense to anybody watching this, but and being a teacher, coach, and a parent myself, the voices that this is the people that these voices are coming from are people like parents, teachers, and coaches who say that you have to be realistic, that you have to have a backup plan, that you need to be safe and secure. And whilst there is value to safety and security, what we seem to be doing is encouraging people to go all the way into safety and security and away from any kind of freedom and pursuing an idea which locks us in a cage, which we then want to break out of, but don't have the skills to do so because it was us that put us in that cage in the first place. So in this case, plan B has become plan A. And plan A, the one that you really want to do, will very likely will never be able to occur because you will only be doing it in the minutes and the after hours and the times when you really don't have time and energy to put into something. And then it will pass you by because other important things will get in your way. So I invite you here to consider, What is the next stage of your life looking like? What is the next big decision that you are making currently or you've already made, and the next big thing that you're going to go to? And I would encourage you to ask a question, which is, whose voice is that is speaking when I say, I'm going to do this because of this thing, because of this belief that I have? Whose voice is that really? If you can really get to the essence of it, you might find that at least some of this has come from someone else, and that could be an influential person in your life. But the next question you get to ask then is it really true? You know, is it true that if I don't go to university and do this business thing and actually follow my passion, that I'm going to end up on the street? This is very, very unlikely. And at this point, I would say all I want to do here is encourage looking at these things from a holistic point of view and making decisions based off of trust in oneself and belief in oneself. Because if you believe in yourself honestly, wholly, truly, then you can really do incredible things. But doing the same thing as everybody else is doing and just following the educational path into a job in a company is not that. That is something else. And if that's what you really want, then go for it. But if you really want something else, but you do the other thing because that's what you think you're supposed to do because other people have told you that, then consider that a red flag and an invitation for you to do some inner work in understanding what it is that you really want to do, and then finding the courage and the trust in yourself to do it.